House nigga. No, it's a joke. Thank you.
I knew you was gonna fuck up sooner or later. I did. I love your show. You got a great show.
Thank you.
You know, but you be bucking up against that line a little bit. You know, you got a lot of black jokes. You know what I'm saying? You do.
Well, against racists. Not, yes.
Sometimes you sound like a redneck trucker.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, that I
Yes,
gotta.
you do.
No, I don't. That
Yes,
I gotta
you do.
push back on.
All right, it's my opinion.
Okay, it is.
My thing is
I've never
this.
heard that opinion before, but
My thing is this, you know, and I'm cool with you. I like your show, to be honest. I just want to know two questions. What made you think that it was cool to say that?
you know, I just
That's one question.
I just explained. There was no thought put into it. Obviously, I was telling Dr. Dyson, comedians, they react. And it was wrong, and I apologized. And, you know, more than that, I can't do.
I accept your apology, but I still think we need to get to the root of the psyche, because I think it's a lot of guys out there who cross the line because they a little too familiar, or they think they too familiar, or it's guys that, you know, you might have a black girlfriend or two that made them some Kool-Aid.
Action.
Recording.
Let's go. We back at it like a crack addict. You hear the slogan every time. Don't get tired of it. But it's morals and money, baby. What's going on?
Welcome back, ladies and gents. Welcome back. Welcome back.
And today we got a viral video from Ice Cube. I know everybody was seeing Ice Cube trend about last week. He had an interview, said a couple potent things that really hit deep. And a lot of people had some backlash, as always, for Ice Cube. Ice Cube isn't the real most loved in our neighborhoods sometimes, right? And which is the weirdest part, because he created all the classics that we love. From
not only that, but he's like, if you look at like representations of the culture, I think he might just be one of the best like representations that we got.
He definitely is. He definitely is.
I ain't even going front. Like he
People
different.
be hating on him because he don't have the same perspectives or giving the same type of opinion like everybody else. But we're gonna check out what he just said.
Yeah, man. This one is fire because it's with Tucker Carlson, and a lot of people give Tucker Carlson like a hell of a time because he's, you know, of course he's a Caucasian person, but they gave Ice Cube even more of a hell of a time about this because there's like, all right, you're in front of someone who doesn't represent our culture, or you're letting someone interview you who doesn't represent our culture, and the conversation isn't empowering us either. Like he received a lot of slack for this one. I ain't even going front, but I thought it was fire though, because, you know, it's Tucker Carlson. Like, he is one of the only people in the podcast mainstream or like information space, like in general, who allows different people to come on the platform and talk their truth. This is why he doesn't upload on YouTube. He only uploads on Twitter
Without no bias opinions.
Yeah, so we're gonna roll this clip. We want to see what you guys think about it, and y'all can like, comment, and subscribe. It's more and money. We're gonna have a nice conversation about this one.
Please like, please subscribe.
Let's get it.
We've been talking almost all day now. You haven't mentioned race a single time. You've mentioned economics, rich and poor, a number of times. Do you think that we overplay the role of racial conflict in American life?
Yes. I think race, it takes up too much space. There's people that we all have in our lives who are same race that we can't stand. And there's people in our lives from other races that we get along with way better. So it's not about race. It's not about color and gender and this and that. It's about who do you connect with? You know, who do you vibrate with? You know what I mean? Who's on the same wavelength? Who wants to be the same kind of person? Who wants to do the right thing when you want to do the right thing? That's who you connect with. So I think a lot of people make a lot of money off of the racists fighting against each other and bickering. And they the ones who push it in our face all the time that we're separate. And
does feel like there's more of that, doesn't there?
yeah, it seems like it's like you're stuck in a bad movie and you can't get out. Like you can't find the exit and it continues to play on the screen and you're just running around looking for the exit, and this bad movie continues to just haunt you day by day by day by day. You know, that's what we're caught in. A never-ending, winless battle of, you know, of race and color, and we're worried about, you know, where you from, and, you know, hip-hop. What's great about hip-hop, like, it was a slang in hip-hop, early hip-hop, I think.
And he about to get into a conversation about hip hop and like what Run DMC said back in the day and all of that. Doesn't really like correlate with the overall objective of what he's trying to say, but he said two things in that bad boy. Really two things that stood out to me the most. And I don't want to downplay
it's about the present, right?
Nah, not even that. Not even that. He said that, you know, we play the race game, but it's people that look like us that we can't stand. And I want to correct him. It's not that we cannot stand people. It's just that it's people that look like us that we cannot work with. Because we might just be on two different wavelengths. Like certain people be here while you're up there. Certain people may be focused on the negative while you trying to be positive. And they might just look like you. You know, and then the second thing is he said it's like a never-ending movie. And I correlated that to the fact that how they're always playing like or creating like slavery or race-based movies that constantly show us that we come from like this traumatizing moment in history that's going to constantly affect us for years and years and years to come. So like when he says it's like a movie that's constantly playing, like that's what I think about. Like what do I see on TV every month type shit, like, or every year, you know?
Yeah, fuck the TV, fuck the movies, fuck that nigga is about. Other than that, is about from what he came from. It's like a never ending movie.
Nah, I'm thinking about it on like a deeper spectrum, like not him per se, like
no, but
what he's saying to the hold on, because I know what you're about to say, but like what he's saying to like the masses, like for people like us who haven't been through what he's been through per se, we don't know what half of his life feels like, but then at the same time, we always being reminded in the movies that we were once slaves. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, I get what you're saying, and that's definitely that, and that's definitely true. But I'm saying from what he just said, it's a never ending cycle. It's like it's like when you get stuck in a fucking the boundary belt, when you enter a little hotel, but you get stuck. Somebody gets stuck, and now they not getting out. Or like a rat.
In circles.
A rat race. You understand what I'm saying? We've been seeing the same thing over and over, other than the movies, other than TV. We've been seeing the same thing. So it's like, yeah. And it's the great way Tucker Carlson asked the question, because it's a Caucasian man and an African-American man talking. So are we playing race too much, as in America? Does America play race too much?
Exactly.
Do anybody play race? Do anybody look at skin color too much? That's the point of what I'm getting from that conversation, that little snippet of conversation in the interview, right? That little snippet in conversation with these two men is we look at skin pigmentation too much. We worry about, you feel me, where exactly a person is from instead of where their heart is at, where their mind is at.
And that's entirely true. It's too many people in our neighborhood who carry themselves with that type of aura. And I don't mean to cut you off, bro, but I know a lot of people till this day who haven't even like conducted a transaction with a person like of a different race, so to say, but will constantly judge them because of what history tells us. They don't do anything off of their own experiences. Like I would say, like most of our parents for say, and they try to pass that down onto us, like, oh, don't deal with the Jamaicans, or Hispanic people is this, or like white people
Right,
is that.
right,
But
right.
they haven't really gotten a chance or the opportunity to deal with somebody. Because I found more success dealing with people at outside races than my own. I'm gonna sit here and be honest. Niggas is
As he
lazy.
said, as he said. But that's in the fact of who we around too, and the environment that we are in, because it is other pockets of circles that we do get along with, and they are the same people as us. But like I just said, it's about what he said also, who you vibe with, the who you on the same wavelength with, who you can really have a deep conversation with and be on a personal level with, other than just what we supposed to have in common. And that's the thing of, like, what we used to say, or people still say, of having a black card, what we supposed to have in common with. Not everybody has that in common, because not everybody is from the same type of background of a household, period. Like
Specifically,
we don't always grow up the same. But when he
specifically Black
said,
Americans, though,
right,
specifically us,
but
like we the
even
only ones. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
but
That's
even
why
in other
we doing
households,
the whole.
everybody doesn't
I
grow up the
mean,
same. Every Latino ain't the same in their household. Every Caucasian ain't growing up the same in their household. Every whatever, Chinese, Japanese, whatever, they ain't the same in their household. Some of them have the same traditions, but they ain't even teach. Some of them don't believe the same things all the
but
time.
look, you want to hear
So
the crazy part with that though is though, and I'm
wait,
gonna
hold
put
on,
you.
before you say that. I just want to say that it's just from the never ending cycle. I want to hit that point also. The never ending cycle of what we see on the regular, of people worrying about color too much from America as a whole, from where he came from, where he started from, of NWA, talking about the police and police brutality and things like that, to get out of the hood, to understand, like, all right, I'm not even vibing with the people I just came up with. Now I got to be alone. And now I'm a lone soldier. And now I have to do business with other people. Now I really see that. All right. Everybody ain't the same from where I just came from, as the cops being so brutal and mean. And I have this trauma from them.
So
But now I
look.
have positive experiences with other people.
Let me.
So
I'm gonna point something out extremely potent to you, bro. Like, and you know me personally, like, off my own personal experience. You know me. I used to chill around a lot of people. I am strictly by myself now. I don't write nobody. I don't hit nobody up. I don't be on some like I need these type of people to get this type of stuff done. And it's sad to say, but in my own community, majority of those people look like me, bro. Just like what he said. Like sometimes the people that look like you may not, rock with them. You might not be on the same wavelength. And I like to always go back to this reference of people calling me a white boy because I don't want to eat fried food, or I don't want to go out and party. I don't want to live on the edge. I like to read. I like to do historical research. That's one, for example. Things that I like to do that's outside the norm for Black people, quote unquote. And that's why we doing Breaking the Black
and
Barrier.
that's and
That's why
that's
I wanted to
and
bring
that's
that.
the thing where we need to stop, where we as a whole should stop saying it's not a norm for Black people, because that's the shit that they wanted us to do in the first place.
In the
Not
first
read,
place.
not write,
Exactly.
not do nothing other than what the fuck they was telling niggas to do. So that's the point of, and what he's saying too, like, bro, it's not all about what we are used to. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and what we used to is completely damn near wrong sometimes. So, like, yeah, you may not always get along with the person that look like you, but at the same time, the person that look like you need to change, or we all need to change as a whole, period.
And
Because we
that's the
ain't moving,
hardest part
and
though.
the reason why we ain't moving, the reason why people, and like he said, it's a whole bigger agenda to have races combat each other, because once it's no collective, there's no collective group thinking. There's no oh, we could really stand together. Like we said before, a person that is fighting, right? Boxers don't fight with their hands open. A closed fist is what hurts, right? So people that come together is what make a movement, right?
That is true,
People that
but
come together, people that come together is what make change, right? That's what they've been saying since the civil rights movement, right?
and it's funny that you say that because look at
But
this, right? Look, when you think of the word race, what comes to mind?
nigga, literally a race,
A race of what? Oh, like a race, like a running
a
race?
competition, a
All right,
competition.
so I'm gonna get a little bit more.
I ain't even sometimes thinking about literally race as in color. I'm thinking about it's a race, it's a competition.
So look, I'm gonna get a little scientifically factual for you real quick. The term race is used to describe only one objective group of human beings, and that is the human race. No other race but the human race. Right. So when they throw the term racism out there, it's like saying one of these groups is not of the human race. Right? So it's like we're going against something that's not of our origin. When in reality, a lot of us share a lot of common values and a lot of common beliefs and stuff like that, but we just don't open our minds up to be able to express it. So when he talks about like racism being overused in our country, I do agree because of that specific definition within itself. If we're all specifically one part of the human race, then it's not essentially a racism thing. Yeah, you can call it colorism, you can call it ethnocentrism. Like maybe one person thinks they're better than me because they look a specific type of way. But in reality, when you start to like factor it down to the true definitions and the true meaning and the true value behind these words and all of these different things that they throw out there, like that paper genocide, you really got to think about it. If we all are part of the human race, and then I call this person a racist, it's like saying he or me is outside of this human race, when in reality, we're all one. Now, if you want to take it into color, all right, you're white, I'm black, you're Mexican, I'm black, or you may be, huh?
I said that's ethnicity, but yeah.
Yeah. That's why I said ethnocentrism. That's why I'm taking racism and I'm saying like when you think about it, like at its core,
keep going. Yeah, I know. I wasn't cutting you off.
Yeah, when you think of it at its core, and you think of like the different people that they coined or that they accused of being racist, like when Spanish people say they don't like black people, or when black people say that they don't like Spanish people and stuff like that, or white people, it's like we're all playing a color game. One is lighter, one is darker, one is completely light, but we're all of the same race. So does it really matter? Should it really affect you?
Right. We all bleed damn near the same, right?
Exactly. If I punch that white dude, his nose is going to bleed the same way if he punched me, and my nose is going to bleed. So we share that, and that's the same common value that we share. We bleed the same, we feel pain the same, and some way, shape, or form, we, like I said, we share the same type of core values and stuff like that. So I somewhat agree with him with that whole racism.
That's a fact, though. That's why I was saying, like, we worry about we look at skin pigmentation too much.
Yeah.
Since the beginning of time, basically. It's not even like America. I feel like America really over exaggerates it, of course, but because I'm not in other parts of the world, I don't know what goes on. We only see what's on social media, and then that's when they want to push it. Like Tucker Carlson is saying, do you feel like it's more prevalent now? Like it's being pushed more now? And yeah, because we have a phone now and everybody records stuff and everything looks like a fake racist situation. Because this man is Caucasian, or this man is Latino, and then this man is African American, this man is black. You feel me? This man is light skinned. This woman is black. This woman is white. You feel me? They have a whole name for a Caucasian woman now, Karen.
Word.
Anytime a situation is a problem, this is a Karen. You feel me? Like we play on these situations. It goes viral. You understand what I'm saying? Now we do the protests since the civil rights era, like I said. You understand? Why is it this is all we learn about in history class?
And then the crazy part about it is
we learn about in history class.
We came from civil rights to now in this day and age, into this era where we bash each other way more than what we probably did years ago. I'm gonna give everybody a little fun fact real quick. In the 1700s, that's when the racial divide in America hit its peak. That's when you started seeing people being divided off of the color of their skin versus their assets and what they own. Like what we was talking about in the segment we doing with Breaking the Black Barrier. At the time, people who were slaves and who were slaves and weren't considered slaves, the ones who weren't considered slaves paid taxes. And the ones who did not or could not pay taxes. So you were considered a slave. Right. And then after the 1700s going into the 1800s, you now have an era where you're considered a slave based off the color of your skin. you're considered a slave and a person who doesn't pay taxes based off of the color of your skin. If you're light skinned, then we assume you own land and pay taxes. But prior to that, it was straight up, if you didn't have it, you were a slave. And if you did, you paid some type of taxes, you were a free person of color. The shit is weird.
That's a fact. And then it went from just renaming everybody.
Yeah, reclassifying people like me and you. Like, you would be on the front line, and this is crazy to say. People will bash me for what I'm about to say, but it's not to like
fact though.
It's a fact. Because he's darker than me, he would have been at the front of the line, and I would have been in the middle, in front of all of the people who would have been considered high yellow or light skinned. Those people would have been in the back of the line, probably get out of jail free cards, while me and Cuz is being pushed to the front. Like, all right, mulatto, Negro, that got to go.
Facts.
And that's the fucked up part.
Then once we got to motherfucking the cotton field, his ass probably would have been in the crib. My ass would have been outside.
And that's the saddest part about it.
And this is why we look at each other today and be like, oh, no, I ain't gonna. This is why I think that. I ain't gonna lie. This is why I think that from all perspectives of people. Nah, I don't like her. She too damn dark. Nah, I don't like her. She too light skinned. I'm real shit. This is why I think that. It's from that type of mentality.
Honestly, I can agree with you, bro. I could throw that, and on top of that, I could add in the trauma of us pretty much just not being able to truly know who we are. Like, if everybody just realized, like, all right, that dark person is just as black as that light skinned person, then you kind of won't see it as a, like, all right, darker or lighter, a divide. Right. Like, we all share the same cultural values, but it's just, I like what I like, a sort of
right. Everybody has a preference, but it's just the fact of people be wild. And like, I know, you feel me? I know certain people, certain men, certain women, we all have a preference, but certain men I ran into, we wild, like, nah, shorty is too dark. I ain't never going that way. I don't fuck with black girls. Like, bro, why would you not fuck with black girls? And
but hold on, just listen to
women.
I was just about to say, listen to the term that you listen to what you just said.
You're a melanated man,
and think about what I said.
You're a melanated man. Why would you not like a melanated woman?
And then look, just listen to what I just said. Because that right there, I'm not gonna lie, is ignorance within itself, bro. What you just said, I'm not gonna front. Just think about what I just said about the lighter person being just as black as the darker person. Like, if a person, like, let's put it this way, if you have an individual who's of a darker pigmentation, but they act extremely white, does that give a person the right to say that they're no longer black? No, they're still black. They just act white. But if they go and deal with the lighter skinned girl because how they act and how her culture is connects more with that individual, then there's really nothing that you can hold against the person that's like that. Like, I know, I'm just saying though, like when you like pull the colors out and stuff, because like I said in the beginning of this, Brian, going front, a lot of people that look like us, you know, how I put it is, and people will hate me for this too, but I feel like people
being light skinned doesn't mean anything though. But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there are men that completely reject all type of melanated women.
Oh, okay, all right. That makes more sense.
That's what you let that part go over your head.
No, because you said
about
black
the shade. Yeah, black as in because we are black. You are still black, even though you are lighter than me.
Remember,
so what I'm saying is
a culture. It is not a skin color.
That's what I'm saying.
It is a culture.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So they don't like, and when I say black, they don't like African American women. They only like a certain ethnic background. And that's the problem in what I'm saying, because still the other background can still be a melanated woman. You just don't like your shade. That is the fucked up part. And
hold on.
What you let go over your head.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're not.
No,
you're not bringing it full circle, bro.
That is
a
real
person
shit,
that's of a melanated skin color in a different culture. That person is still considered black. They might like the person because the culture is different. Like, I'm gonna be honest, me per se, this is why I don't date now, because I can't get jiggy with the way people in my community, the way they eat, the way they carry themselves. Like, I was just on Gun Hill the other day, and there's this girl. You still look. Hold on, look. Let me break this down for you. Mm-hmm. Is this girl in front of the pizza shop, bro, cursing her man out. Mm-hmm. Cursing her man. Oh, I'm gonna fuck you up when we get home. Da 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 da. and then got, because my neighborhood is getting gentrified now, and they got all these people getting off the train that don't look like us, giving them the side eye. Like,
right.
you feel me? Who wants to go through that?
Right. But
You know what I'm
again,
saying?
we have to not say our community, because when we say our community, we're just thinking about sometimes we could just be thinking about our state. When I say what I just said, we have to really remember that there are other pockets of people that still look like us and live as well as we supposed to do.
Live better. They live better.
Exactly. So we can't say that. And what I'm saying is there are men and probably some women that don't like their shade. So they like other type of people. And
I would say
that's not saying that that is wrong. But when people get to the nitty-gritty of a man, my complexion, and say I hate that, I can never date that, is a question on why. You have to break down on why you don't.
And not too many people could pick out their whys, but you want to know why they can't find a why? Because they don't know they self.
And not knowing yourself means you kind of hate your shade.
Or you have no knowledge
shit.
or no knowledge of your truest self. Like,
you done seen so, like you just said though, you done see, like you just said about the female in the on Gun Hill in the neighborhood. You done seen so much traumatizing stuff in your neighborhood that is fucking up your mental on the whole diaspora. So it's
I won't say all that.
No, I'm not saying you per se. I'm just saying in general. In general. It's fucking up your whole perspective on the whole diaspora. So you could meet a fine ass melanated woman and be like, I don't know. But why is it I don't know? You don't know her. You just know what you think of, what you like, the community. And the community is just our borough, our state, which is fucked up.
Or in addition to that, when I say when people share common values,
but not just, I'm not saying you
the same core value, it picks up in every different state. Like, you see the same thing happen in every different state with people that look like us. I ain't gonna lie. Like drill music started once in Chicago and it hit every corner of the map. And now you have females that are in our hold on, look that look like us, are out there toting 30-stick ladders, box, playing with shotguns, doing stuff that you would never imagine that would come from like a young woman, a beautiful young woman who has
that's a fact. Probably that's has a big fact. But you know that is motherfucking low vibrational, and we ain't never gonna be around low vibrational shit like that.
And that's the thing. Where do you and it's hard to say, but like, how do we get people to act on a high vibrational level when they're constantly worried about things like let's just say an Ice Cube's situation, for example, the racism game? How do you vibrate on a higher level when you're constantly putting yourself and surrounding yourself mentally and emotionally around the same trauma that has hurt you and your family for decades? How do you move forward? The racism plays a role into the diet, because without the slavery and the racism, there won't be no gumbo, fried food, canola oil, Aunt Jemima pancake syrup. None of those things would exist, bro, without any of that. So you gotta take all of it and really like put it in a bubble. And every state, what do you see? You see fried food, you see people acting low vibrational because of the stuff they're consuming, the TV that they watching. How do we continue to blame racism? At some point, you really got to sit there and say, all right, it's my fault. I got to wake up and smell of coffee. Right or wrong?
Facts. That's a big fact. That's a big fact.
And we got 8 minutes before we break.
That's a big fact. Fuck that 8 minutes, because we done hit on a lot of motherfucking good shit.
Nah, that's a fact, though.
That's a big fact. You understand?
But like, I know you got more to say about it, bro, because I know,
like you just said, we can't say it's that anymore. So like we already saying, from our generation and from the generation before, into the generation next and the generation after, motherfucker, look yourself in the mirror and don't worry about the next man and don't worry about the next motherfucking color. That's what we need to really realize. Yeah, shit is gonna happen. Shit is gonna happen from the same race, and shit is gonna happen from the opposite race. It's gonna happen. We done seen it since time has started on this earth. Real shit. If you do your history, we done seen it. If you don't do your history, if you just watch a couple movies, you're gonna see it. But like Cuz said though, they be putting out movies that are straight depicting white versus black.
Facts.
It's sometimes not even from Latino versus black. It's never that, right? And Latino be brown. So it just black, when you think of it, is just the same of all of us, right? It just really just be one shade versus the other shade, which is white and black. We just need to sometimes throw that out the window because there's gonna be problems with each one of us. Everybody don't think the same.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody don't move the same. Everybody don't love the same. We just gotta understand that, right? And
only time I would say pull a card is like with that Montgomery, Alabama situation. That shit was crazy.
That was a real situation.
That was real. I ain't gonna front.
That was a real motherfucking situation. And I ain't gonna lie, when I seen it, I was laughing my ass off. And I'm like, yeah, whip they ass. Because why you pop on him? Why you pop on him? See, my thing is, it ain't even just about the color for that situation. It's about the principle. Why you pop on him? Son is trying to do his job. That's like me trying to do my job, and I ask somebody not to steal out the store, and you start stealing out the store.
And that happens in
hypothetical,
bro. It happens in, like, you could be like, I feel bad for people who work like in retail or like Starbucks, like that, because the customers they be on a million, bro. Like, I remember working in Dear Mama, the owner was racist too, but the owner dad said to the lady, like, yeah, like, one of the workers, like, he a good boy. And I looked, I'm like, hold up. And the lady there just shaking her head. I'm like, hold up. I'm like, hell no. I'm like, no, who are you talking to? I'm like, nah, that's crazy. But it's like, it'd be the audacity with stuff like that. Like, that's the only time I feel like we could pull that card is when it comes to the audacity and what's the word they look for? Entitlement.
Hell yeah. Entitlement. Hell yeah.
Like you're entitled.
Like the video we put up and Breaking Barriers of the woman on the airplane on the flight, telling the lady, like, y'all teach hate in your house. We don't teach hate. I'm not gonna say I completely agree with her saying that to the lady, because I don't know exactly what other families do. What other families do, but we gotta wonder why sometimes it's always an issue and why you're always giving us a side eye. We gotta wonder that, right? Because we not looking like that. We say hello. We've been saying hello. We've been trying to be nice. Everybody. When I say we, I mean everybody. So you feel me? When
Cuz family real godly, they've been on that since,
you feel me?
Forever.
Forever. So we understand, like, treat your neighbor how you want to be treated. So if you don't want to be disrespected, don't disrespect anybody else. So why you feel a need to disrespect me, or why you feel a need that you should have something if we both in the same position? You feel like you deserve it more. Why? Because of the color of your skin, and that's where the word comes
racism
up. But like Will Cuz always saying, ethnocentric is the word. You wanna feel like you better than me
because of your ethnic background, your ethnic, you know,
ethnocentrism
is
the word. I can't even say it right there. I got.
We could throw eugenics in there too. Back in there, we could throw eugenics.
You know what I mean? You want to be a colorist. That's what a lot of things are.
Oh, boom! You just, matter of fact, you just threw it out there. Eugenics is really like the idea of being a colorist, of believing that one color is significantly better or higher than the other. So when you think about racism and you look up the word race, is to describe a group of beings.
That's why I said when you first said, when you think of race, what do you think of? I said a real competition, because that's what the fuck it is. Yeah, it's a competition for us races.
and
Black,
don't you,
brown, light skin, extra yellow, whatever you want to fucking call it, white. What do you call Asians? I call them yellow. Like,
and the first ones are black.
Like, you feel me? Please check out Breaking the Black Barrier. Check it out.
And to throw another fun fact in there for y'all too, to be really to be 100% honest, when you're thinking about like different ethnicities and different color groups and stuff like that, everybody was fighting and finding war amongst themselves. Like, it was war amongst their own people. And it never was off some type of color. It was always based off type of some like land or trying to fight for some type of value or religion and stuff like that. Fast forward to today, they done duped us up so much throughout racism that they now have the gangs fighting over colors.
Yes.
The gangs now fight
Exactly.
over colors, you know?
Bro just hit it right on the head for present day.
And it's crazy because it's like you
That's
go in
how-
the gangs now, and it's like the tribes of the older days. It's like, all right, they mixed in or found their way inside the tribes, and then caused us to like turn against each other to where we started playing that color game. Oh,
Exactly.
you light skin, you dark skin, you can't be accepted on the rolls or into the group because of the color of your skin, or now you're being looked at strictly as a Negro and you're being stripped of your culture because you can't connect with the
fucking mindset.
You know,
a whole program, and that's why I just said it still leaks back into today.
Word, man. The next one we definitely gonna do is gonna be on colorism. I ain't gonna lie, we could touch bases on that one. Appreciate you guys for tuning in.
Everybody has their preference, but
yeah,
you need not to be colorist, and that's for everybody.
Word.
Caucasians, us, Latinos, Jamaicans, whatever.
We all men of Adam.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we gotta love our women of Eve. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Men of Adam and women of Eve. That's what it is, bro. That's all.
We all come from 3 lines. You better Google those 3 lines. Matter of fact, check out Breaking Black Barrier, and you're gonna find out.
I'm crying. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
CDC when I'm out on Nevada. Like Boo, like Doja Gabbana. Fuck niggas, stay away from